Hello, hello, everybody. It's very bright out here. Hello, hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, the 21st, and it is about 3 or 4 o'clock. I just left the hospital. Tmac was transferred out of the ICU and taken to another room because he's better now. So I am going live for a little while. I don't know how much battery I have. It's hard to see the screen, but I did want to touch bases with you because I love this. I love this community. Thank you all for being with me. So I'm a little bit upset because I don't feel very well and life is too stressful. I can't really see the chat, but I will talk to you anyway. So I'm having difficulty gathering my thoughts. Everywhere I go, I am not able to fit. Everywhere I go, there's trouble. And this hospital was no exception. As I went live yesterday and explained that the nurses, one of the nurses and I had a little bit of a problem. Well, since then, I knew that they weren't going to like me. And since then, they didn't kind of pay attention too much to that room. They kind of were leaving us alone, even though he still needed a lot of help. So I just want to tell you that I'm stressed out because I don't know what my husband told them or what the nurses think. But when he got transferred to another room, he was getting upset because they lost him his pants, his shirt, his belt, and socks. And I don't know what he had in his pants pockets, but he wanted it. We found his ID, so it wasn't that. But they said they would come back for me in a couple minutes. And they ended up coming with security, and that really threw me off. I didn't think that anything had escalated to that point. So, see people everywhere I go, trouble. But I want to learn to welcome the cup of adversity and the cup of affliction, because life has a lot of both. So I I'm quite puzzled and nervous. But everything in life will be okay. Everything will be okay. I have to understand that, but it's very, very, it's very difficult to know that. I don't know what my husband told them, but he's very confused, and he was insisting on having whatever was into his missing things, and he was getting upset, and they somehow turned that as though I bothered him, as though I did something against him, that they said, when I don't upset him, come back tomorrow, is what they said. A peaceful, loving person gets treated like that when there are so many people that do have ulterior motives at heart, and that their intent may not be the best, and yet they get away with things in life. But anyway, I can't read the chat. All I can say is, for the few of you, the 4 of you that are on, thank you for the likes. Thank you. I'm gonna see if I can read the chat. You know, I am one of the worst people with the phone. I can't seem to get it steady. I'm carrying right now a bag and a purse, but it just seems like it's like that. Like I can't get it straight. And it's not easy, people, for me to have it straight. Okay, I'm gonna try to read the chat. The chat says, the chat, if I can read it, says, oh, I can't see very well. All of you that are here, I can't see who's here. Northern Corruption Monitor 907, thank you for being here. Yes, thank you everyone, thank you. Dear subs, dear souls. It's just some kind of hot outside. Alabama Camera, hi. Hi. And someone else, I cannot read who it is, said awesome. Yeah, awesome that he's getting better. Isn't that an answer to prayer? Thank you all who've been praying for me. And there's another one that I'm not able to see. Another chat. Another, I cannot read either the name or what the message is, but it says something about going to be oh, I can't see it because my phone got cracked. He, something or another, going to be. Anyway, I can't see it, people. But here we go, another message. I think this is Alabama again. Thank you for the greetings. Thank you. And I appreciate you being with me. I was hoping to be able to stay with Tmac, but I don't know what went wrong. I've been loving, I've been taking care of him, and the nurses said that I upset him. I don't understand. But no, I do. You know, whenever there is a right principle, whenever there is a good principle, there will always be opposition. So, that's what this is. So I need not worry. I need not feel anything, but just it's a little unsettling. I did record some of it, but I didn't go live because I know my battery. And plus, because I made a mistake. I should have gone live, but I will post what they were saying. So I'll just stay and enjoy the shade here until it gets too hot for me. I am on the public sidewalk. So that they will not try to say that I'm trespassing. People, I wish I could see the chat better, but if you guys can talk amongst each other if you like, I guess I can just share whatever comes to mind. And my themes, my best themes are nothing but related to the Bible, to Jesus, and then health, family. Better themes than that, I do not know. So, people, my husband lost his bike, I guess, unless I go get it. I do not feel like I have enough brain power to keep on going and to do all the things I need to do. So I will just go on as long as I can and not any longer. So, people, this is the location that has been both helpful and difficult for both of us with our accidents. Because when I was here, I initially had such a good rapport with the nurses and doctors. And initially, everything went great with everyone until as usual, someone somehow misconstrued something, and the apes, I think it started with a phone call, a couple phone calls I made to have them give me my call light at the bedside that they forgot. And they did that several times in a matter of a couple of days. So I kept calling. I called like three times to ask them to give me the call light. And I was a happy, cheerful person. I wasn't angry or rude, but somehow the callers, the people who answered the phone at the hospital thought I shouldn't be calling the 7th floor and asking them to give me the light. I thought it was pretty good that I thought about using my cell phone to call because I couldn't reach my call light when I was hospitalized. But they somehow turned that into I'm a troublemaker. So you see, it takes very little, if anything at all, to be able to get in trouble and have things be misconstrued. It takes very little people for me to, takes a very small amount of anything to make me seem or make me be the bad guy. So that's just how it goes for me. So endure I must. Wow, I have 8 of you. I really like it. And here we see, if you're able to see, security is right there. They probably will call the Grand Rapids Police Department because their lights are on. But again, people, I am on private property. So I just hope my battery lasts. I just hope my battery lasts. It is so amazing to know that people, how little people know about the law, those that are supposed to enforce it, and how little people know about their rights. So, yeah, I'm sure they have the lights on because they're waiting. But I'm on public property. I think the police will tell them that there's nothing they can do. And some hospitals are private, some hospitals are public. I do not know if this one is public or not. But either way, they're giving me a hard time, and with all the stress I have, I really do not need it. But so there they are, probably circling to see if I leave or not. Just made a right-hand turn. Oh, people, I wish I didn't have this shakiness with my camera. Yeah, he turned left, so he's gonna circle around. But I think because when I was filming here, I was filming this location before with COVID-19. And when I did, they called the police and found out that there's nothing they can do. And also other auditors came back and did the same thing. They filmed the COVID-19 vaccination going on. And there's nothing that they can do. So I think because of that, otherwise they would be stupid enough to arrest me or something. But they already know. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I don't see, this happened about a few minutes ago, and there's usually a police car right over there on that side where it says emergency over there. Uh-oh, my Zoom is not working. Right there where it says emergency, right there to the right, at that parking entrance is where the police car usually sits. If they wanted to arrest me, they could just call them. So they probably were told there's nothing we can do if someone is filming from the public sidewalk. But I'll just continue walking. See what happens. Security car has not gone around, but I'm gonna walk to where the police car is usually parked. So let's see if we see one. Since COVID, they kind of changed a little bit where they park, but they're usually around. There's so much more I could disclose regarding Tmac, but I do not want to be disrespectful to his wishes. He probably would not want me to disclose very much, but people, I have had a difficult time in the marriage. The marriage isn't easy. So because marriage is usually so difficult, ours has not been very easy. And he being so sick with 37 diagnoses besides the 4 cancers that he beat by God's grace and other things. He he's not always the easiest person to deal with. When you're sick, you're very volatile in your thinking and your feeling, and many of us many times go by feelings and let feelings be our guide, which should never be, because feelings are so volatile that they cannot serve as guides. There's the ambulance, but I do not see the police. And I guess somebody else is now arriving to the hospital. This world has so much pain. This world has so much pain. Here's an ambulance leaving. I do not see the police car that used to be always parked over there. So I'm still walking around because they did threaten that they were going to call the police. I don't see anything. That could have gotten very fast. The police station is very close. And the way they hate auditors, you would think they would run for it. Ooh, let's go get her. Let's go get one more auditor. I do not see the police cruiser that usually parks right around there. So I guess they're doing something else for that now. So, thank you for being with me, all 8 of you. It's kind of hot today. I really wish I could go do accountability work in filming public places and like that with someone. But I'm not that popular with the community. Only with some of you who are close to me. The rest, if you don't have the fancy effects when you post and all of that, other security, he went around. So anyway, when you don't have that, they don't really like your videos. And I guess I'm such a poor videographer anyway that I guess he's just the security and he's just parked right there. So my videos aren't that good. I don't have excellent content, but I'm gonna get better, people. You will see. You will see. That as I get better physically and go back to filming, that I'll have better content and better ways of doing it, improved, I hope. Because right now it just feels like everything's sapped out of me. because of so much going on and because of my injuries and everything else in life. So, yeah, people, I will definitely have to read the chat later to see what you're all saying. And I thank you so much for being here. I guess I should go security circling, but I don't see Grand Rapids PD. I wish I could see the chat so that we could talk about whatever it is that you guys would like to talk about. I have a body cam, but I do not know how to use it. And I went to the hospital right after I bought it. So I'm hoping to eventually use it and buy a computer so that I can load onto that and learn about it. Well, I'm going to cross here and maybe see if I can find a shady spot to read the chat. Oh, people. Health is wealth. And when you're healthy, you don't um, you don't you don't think as much about your health as when you're sick. You always wish you could feel better. But when you're healthy, you just enjoy being healthy. And I have definitely lost power. But I can still walk. And my bleeding is better, but still there. I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm going to have surgery. I'm supposed to call the doctors and let them know, but then the emergency happened with Tmac, and I've not been able to do very much but concentrate on him. Great dude. I'm able to see right now a little bit because I sat down where it's a little more shady. Otherwise, it's just too bright to see. Hello, great dude. Thank you that you're always here. All right, people, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read what the great dude said. He said he's greeting people. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Tomstock 64 says doctors, nurses, and hospitals, cops and police stations, something to me. Yeah, they're the same. They're same mean spirit, because when you have a badge, it always is that way. Usually it leads to tyranny. And Tommy Comcast says again, both conspired to protect their own interest against the honest, best interest of the public. That is very correct. Yes. Magami T says hello. Well, hello. Well, hello, Magami T. Look at, doesn't that look fun? Look at that beautiful long hair. And that person just riding, it looks like fun. Those are dangerous too. Like a lot of vehicles, like anything moving, because cars are so much stronger and bigger and faster that anybody around them stands in danger. But that sure looks fun. I've never ridden one of them, but okay. Who else is here? Falling bomb. I think that's what it says. Hello, hello. He says. Magami T says, she hopes I'm safe. I am, I hope. I just wish I could get this diverticulitis thing under control. But I'm still blessed. Every day, every breath is a blessing. I'm never gonna complain. I'm always gonna say I'm blessed by the best, independent of the circumstances, people. Hello, dear, says. I can't see who that is. I cannot read it. I'm sorry, I cannot read it. It looks like, oh, somebody, lady. Who's that? Some lady. The name is Lady, but I cannot read. Too bright. So, hello. You're dear to me, dear subs, dear souls. Yes, I will watch my back, Magami T. I am connected and protected by a retinue of angels, people. If I told you the things I've been through where I did not even know my danger, and God has always seen me through. The chat, she says, read the, I think it says fish lady or somebody, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm familiar with you. She says, please read the chat, dear. I am. I love chatting with you, and like I've mentioned before, I sure wish we could do this in person. One day I hope to meet with some of you anyway, if not all of you, because geography and time and everything that does not always allow. But maybe some of you I can one day get to meet. If we have like a meet and greet, you guys can come over my house anytime and visit and even stay for a while, visit, a long visit. That would be good. Yeah, Ben Cienla says that it's good news that yes, the Tmac is better. Yes. Oh, hello, Lady T. Lady, I wish if we were talking where it could be audible, I would love to hear some of your stories in life, things that you would like to share. And Magami T says, glad he's out of the ICU. Why did you say the cops were called? Is it because of the camera? Probably, because they did not like that when I did it in the first place. So I'll still do it when I go. I'll just do it with no camera, just sound. But probably that's what precipitated everything. And it just went from there. And I think it had to do with my husband. So he was moving to out of the ICU to another floor, a third floor of another unit. Can't remember which one it was. And he started getting upset because they lost his leather. He thought he had leather vest, leather jacket, and he thought they lost it, but they didn't lose that. What they did lose were his pants and belt and socks and underpants. Even if they have to cut him off, which they did, to admit you, they still have to give him to you all cut up. So he was upset about that, but don't they understand he's very confused? He had subdural trauma, bleeding, and why would they think that I was upsetting them? I don't know. They were there when we were packing, and he was being hard on me, and I did say to the nurse's aide, I said, could you, while I pack these things, could you just start taking him? And she said, I'll be back in 5 minutes to get you and the rest of his things. I said, I'm going to need a wheelchair because I cannot carry these items. I'm not able to carry things. And I already had put on my brace and everything. And when she came back, she didn't come back. The aide didn't. It was a nurse saying that he was upset and that she wanted me to come back tomorrow when I don't make him upset. That he was upset that I took the cell phone. I said, yeah, I'm taking the cell phone. I took the cell phone yesterday to the house. It was not working. It broke during your accident. And he said, I need it. And he started getting very, very agitated because he's sick. So he got agitated because I didn't have the cell phone. And I think the nurses somehow misconstrued that to say that I upset him. And it was because of the filming. They were just looking for a way to get rid of me. And it's a bad thing for him because he told me, don't leave me. He's been telling me the whole day that he didn't wish for me to leave. And then this happened and the nurses did that. I wonder if they asked him, do you want her to leave? Or if they just took it upon themselves. Because I don't think he was upset to the point that he wanted me gone. I think they did that. I think he was upset that his pants were missing and the contents of the pockets, we don't know. So, but I don't think he was upset at me as much as they say. So that's what happened. They misconstrued that. They misconstrued it to say that I upset him. When he's upset about his cell phone, he's upset that the cell phone's broken and that it's not here, that I took it home last night. I went home for like an hour and I took it, and they're mad because of that. So, oh people, I'm just live to see what happens. The security car just went by, turned over there, went around, but I do not see the police. They're probably just watching to see what I do. And there has been several, maybe 2, maybe 3 buses going the way I'm going, but I did not board the bus because I want to wait to see if they call the police and just to chat with you and to calm down because I'm quite nervous, people. While I may sound like I'm calm, if you knew my stress level, you would think, how can that continue and the person still be healthy? But it's been like that for me most of my life. My childhood and my adult life have been very stressful, which a lot of people's are, but each person feels only what they know of their own. So, yeah, I don't know, but it seems to me very heavy to me. I used to think, see, I did not know for a long time that life is for everybody else can be easier. People who not immigrants, people who speak English, people who all of that have it a lot easier if they make life easier. But when you have no option, uh, no choice of your own to have all of those situations, it's difficult. And I never thought that, I thought everybody's life was difficult like mine. I never really thought about it much. Then, as I got older, I realized, no, most people's life is not this difficult, but I don't want to play the victim. I don't want to sound like, oh, my life is hard. And later, later I started thinking, mine seems harder than most people. Most people are able to have an easier life if they work towards it, where I had a lot of barriers. But because I never got into trouble, that saved me. While I couldn't accomplish good things, I wasn't getting into bad things. So principle will always save you. If you stay on the side of principle, you cannot get in trouble. Just don't do anything wrong. And life is more manageable. So that's how I did. Even with hardship, I always just stayed out of trouble. No drugs or anything that people can get into that will destroy your life. Then, when about 10 years ago, or less, I first heard of human trafficking. And human trafficking, when I learned about it, I thought it was so bad that I thought, oh, it makes my situation and my problems very small. I thought, wow, life can really be difficult because human trafficking and all the horrible things that they do, enslaving, sexually and otherwise, taking your will, to be robbed of your will is the most horrible thing. And to take your liberties when they're not free to do what they want but forced to do what they don't want. Then I realized my problems are not that bad. So I went from just being not realizing it, to realizing that my life seemed harder than others, to realizing that compared to this, no. But really, I feel bad for people like that who really have had it more difficult than me, because my life has been difficult enough already. But well, people, I guess I'll get the next bus if it comes soon. I think they come every 15, and one just went by about 5 minutes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for staying with me. I don't think the police is coming, so when the next bus comes, I'm gonna board it. Unless the battery dies, which I think I'm okay. Let's see if I'm able to see the chat a little more. Yes, Pug Face. I hope he gets out of the hospital ASAP too. Thank you for all your wishes, for your support, for being here, for being my sub, for everything, everyone. Pug Face. Thank you. It means so much to me, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Pugface. Go back to work, my dear. Okay, let's see. It says fifth something. Yes, life is easy for white folks. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, there are many factors, if I may say something. I think life is what you make it. And some people think that people are privileged, white folks. But I believe that when you prepare families and infants and everybody for the future, it turns out better. And I don't feel that they're necessarily privileged. They work for it. So when a child is born, they start saving for their education. They were planning for the child. They don't just have children and then neglect them. They teach them. They raise them well so that they can grow up to be productive citizens. So in that way, yeah, they are privileged. But they're not privileged because, they don't just like win the lottery so that they don't have financial hardship so much and things like that. Life is what we make it. So anybody who wants to do right will live better than those that don't want to live right, independent of what color or race or background growing up people have. So that's what I think about that. I don't think I ever had a chance. I don't get very much into this color and whatever, and that color of race and language and whatever. I don't get much into that, but I really believe that life is what we make it. And so if more minorities would have the opportunity and wish and desire to make life better, we would have the same result, independent of whether you're white or any other color. Because if people do right and you plan your children and you save money for their education, it's not white privilege. It's that you're doing what's right and you will reap the result. It is a case of cause and effect. Because you plan well and work hard towards it, it will have its effect. The children will be productive and you produce generations of what people say privileged. No, not always. Hardworking, well-planning people, independent of their color. You can find that in any race, color, or creed, or tongue, anywhere in the world. If you plan well, you'll reap the result. If you do things that are non-productive in your life, you will end up having a non-productive life. So I am privileged, I know, to be able to do the best I can with my life, knowing that I have to answer to the one who gave me life. And I want to live right before him and people. So I want to be privileged. I am privileged to choose that, people. I can choose that I'm going to live right, and the result will be right, because there's no way you can reap other than you sow. So if you sow right, even if you have language problems, culture shock problems, joblessness problems, because you're an immigrant and you don't have the same opportunities, even if that's the case, if you make life good, you will reap a good life. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. So I just hope we choose to live right and to make life the best we can, all of us. Because I do want to see you, people, on the other side of the kingdom, God's kingdom. So let's see what else. It says here. Again, the lady, I can't tell if it's Fish Lady or somebody. Yes, life is easy for white folks. Okay, let's see. we already explained about that. I wish you could have a discussion. I wish you could go on TV and talk about that and hear people's different point of views, because that's how your mind opens up and you grow. So back to the chat. Pug face again. Both my parents are first generation immigrants. They have accents and learned people, and I learned people discriminate based on accents with people, and people don't take what they say seriously and are impatient. It's sad. So see, you accomplish things in life, and you're child of immigrants. They were immigrants with difficulty in English and everything. So see, and I'm glad that they chose to do right and raise their children right, and people can live good lives. Magami T says stay safe. Yes. I'm just waiting for the next bus, people. Waiting for the next bus. And then I think I'm gonna go because I don't see the police. So, thank you. At one point I had 8 or 10 of you. I've got 4, just as good, because all 4 of you are very dear. But yeah, so I just believe in cause and effect. And because my endeavor is to do right, I know that if I do, I will reap right. If I do right, I'll reap right. All right, people. That was very nice break to talk to all of you. I will stay live though until the bus comes. Okay, see if anybody's saying anything. Northern Corruption Monitor. You're the best, Mrs. Mack. Hang in there. Well, thank you, my dear brother. I love your work. I love your valiant ways that you stand up for your rights, even when you make mistakes like we all do, because I made mistakes. I'm not very good. I do not know my rights and laws very well, but that's how you learn, trial and error. But one thing I do know, that they're tyrants, because they don't have to be evil just because you do not know your rights. If they knew, which many times they know, but they still violate your rights, then that's on them. We each have a conscience, and we each are going to be accountable to God. Accountability, people. We are all going to be accountable to God. But thank you for the compliment, my brother. It means so much to me. Okay. Should be any minute, people, and then I'll just board the bus and see if the ticket officers hassle any people, me or anybody. We shall see. If they do, we are at Mercy Health bus stop. Okay, people, I'm going to look for my bus pass in my purse. So I'm going to put the phone down, and you'll probably just get a blank screen. One moment. Okay, people, I found it, and the last thing I need is for the ticket officers to hassle me. So here I am. I have a feeling that my husband is going to start telling the nurses, I want her in here. I have a feeling. My thoughts are just on the severity of my problems, and I have to divert from that because the stress is not good for my health. So, well, people, if you have something else to say, I can go on and on about subjects like health, family, and my best friend, Jesus. He is my family, my father and friend. So, oh, just trying to think positive thoughts and meditate on good things because life is so hard. Well, people, no police department showed up. Those guards thought that I probably would get arrested. Because we've been through here before, they probably already learned. Because Grand Rapids is very full of tyrants. At one point, when you go get your ID, about 12 years ago when I moved here, for several years, they had, where you go get your ID downtown, there's a place downtown, and then another place about 4 miles away. And the one downtown used to have 2 police officers at the entrance requiring ID to enter the building, the public building, a federal building downtown. And that was like that for a couple of years, several years. And I guarantee you that if we know how they are, somebody, an auditor, somebody standing up for their rights, an activist of some type, probably stood up against that and probably went to jail and all of that, like they always do, but they removed it. They no longer ask for your ID to enter a building to use the bathroom. I remember that. Not anymore. I am so glad somebody paid with blood for that. Somebody, I'm sure, went to jail, got arrested, had their rights violated, and was mistreated and handcuffed and demeaned in order that we have freedom to go into that building without being ID'd. That didn't just come about just because out of the goodness of their heart, because they're tyrants, they're evil, always seeking to do harm for their benefit. So I'm glad that we can now enter that building in downtown Grand Rapids without having to ID. All right, here comes the bus, people.
How you doing, ma'am? I need you to put your mask on, please. And I need bus ticket fare, please. I need two things. I need bus ticket fare. You already got your mask going on. And I need bus ticket fare, please. Thank you. Can you please pull that mask up over your nose? Thank you. Have a great day. Hey, man, you have to ask everybody else's permission if it's all right if you report them.
Here we go, people. They know that this is public. This is public, and here you go. He says I have to have their permission in public. So here we go, people. Probably trouble again. You see, I said not a word to him. So probably out. This is gonna be quite active. He says I have to have people's permission to record on the public bus that belongs to all of us. That's what he's saying. So we shall see what happens, people. Let's see what they do about it. Let's see what if he calls the police because I'm recording on the public bus. I do not know his name. He probably will not ID, but I do have it on record that he says I have to have their permission. He's not saying it now. I think that the bus driver set him straight on that. It's my guess. Because he was ready to have me turn it off or ask people's permission. And watch, they'll probably find the mask or some other reason to hassle me when I'm doing nothing wrong. So you see, people, you saw that. You saw that I did absolutely nothing wrong. I didn't say a word, and right away, you have to have their permission.
Hey, man, you cannot record other people on this bus. You have to ask their permission if you can record them. You are recording her. She doesn't want to be recorded.
She's doing fine. She's covering her face.
But she don't
Sir,
want to be recorded.
In public, we have no expectation of privacy.
But you do have to ask people permission.
No, we don't. Otherwise, nobody could ever record anywhere. Otherwise,
But you have to ask.
no, I do not, sir. I do not. Thank you. I'm in public. We have the public photography you need to be educated on. Public photography is free. That is one of the freedoms that we have as Americans. And she can do like that. She can cover her face, that's fine.
Ma'am, you cannot record it.
I am, sir.
You cannot. It is against the law to record it.
Okay, that's what you say, but you're misinformed.
You got no tickets?
They have no tickets, but he didn't ask for their ID the way they normally do. They normally will ID you when they're not even police officers. See, people, why it's so good to be filming? They did not ID. You see, people, why we should always have cameras in public? You see, people? This is one of the reasons. Some people want America to be the land of other than the free, the land of laws, made up laws.
Hey, ma'am, you're gonna have to move right there and get guys and stuff. We got a wheelchair coming. I'm gonna have to push this seat up right quick. Thank you. This is where he's gonna sit, but we need both ears so he can turn around. Sorry about that. Thank you. Hello, how are you guys doing today?
Only me.
So you stop recording her, ma'am.
I'm not recording, sir. I'm not recording her,
Okay.
but it is my right. It is my right.
It is action, and that's her right to not be recorded. So if she asks you to not record her, and if you do it, I'm gonna have to put you off the bus. That is a violation of the right. We don't have any of that. That act the bus out if she got to.
You heard that, people.
You have to ask her permission if she wants to be recorded.
Not in public, we don't. It is my First Amendment right. All she has to do is cover her face. I'm not filming her. And people don't have to come out. So people, I'm probably gonna end up having a police incident. Because I'm not gonna turn it off unless I lose battery. So you saw, people, you saw how I said nothing, did nothing wrong, and this stuff happens. Well, this time because of the camera, and earlier because of the cameras. People really just like to bother people. He's filming her's gonna put me off the bus. We'll see, because I'm not low. He cannot physically put me out. The police would have to do it. So he can do it.
Thank you.
Mike Stevens, was he persisting you over ridiculous masks? Probably. I don't know. Mike Stevens, but yeah, he needs to know that it's 2021 and there are cameras everywhere. Everyone has them. Mike Stevens, that's right. Yeah, can you believe that a black man wants me off the bus for defending my rights when their rights were violated in slavery? They should know that. Yeah, he knows about Rosa Parks. He knows about Rosa Parks. So if they have to Rosa Park me, I'm fine. Another person the same thing. That's chicken coop, people. I'm not filming you, ma'am. I am not. Okay, now you're on. Now I have you.
Yeah, they don't want you to report them, man.
Okay, people. Same thing, people, as before. We just passed the chicken coop, as I was saying, and I was gonna say something about it. Anyway, people, as you can see, I'm not purposely filming them, but I think that that's probably what they want.
They asked you to move the camera off.
Oh, anyway, that's a new store right there. They're saying I'm violating their rights, people. Oh, look at that. I like it. That's her right. Freedom of speech. Look at.
You're gonna be on here antagonizing people. This is your stuff right here.
You heard it, people. I'm not antagonizing anybody. She's giving me the finger, and he says that I'm antagonizing people. And look at her freedom of speech, freedom of expression, like mine. I'm not offended. I'm not offended, and I don't wish to engage with anybody.
Thank you, man.
So, anyway. This is probably gonna be like before, people. They want to Rosa Park me, and that's gonna be fine.
Hey, man, they asked you to stop recording.
He's telling me that they asked me to stop recording. Here is the Mexican bakery. I love the bread they make there, next to the taco place. Anyway, people, everything's being recorded on the bus as well. And there are at least 5 cameras on the buses. You can see one there.
There's actually 8.
And they are one in the back, one right there. There are 3 there that I see. And then another one here, 4. But I believe there are more. And yet these people did not sign anything saying that they okay it. So, all right, people, you're hearing it. You're seeing the tyranny. I'm doing nothing. He keeps on saying that I need to turn it off. I just didn't want to be over there. He's telling them that I have the right to record him, but not them. And that is incorrect.
I can tell him to stop recording you guys. That's a violation. Fair check. But actually, we can. So that's why they're y'all people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They see it happening.
All right, people. Right here to the right is gonna be another Mexican bakery, and Benzi and Lux remembers this is where I dance to the music that they play inside there. It's called Rodriguez Supermarket.
We are approaching Cross Center Station.
my brother. Come on in. Good expecting it. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah.
And there's La Placita. I have a friend who works at that store there. Here's the gym that I once contemplated enrolling, but I never did.
I don't want to be recorded.
They are saying that I'm pissing them off. And the guard knows. He just wants to be a tyrant because the guard knows that I can't be stopped from filming in public. But he just wants to intimidate. And now they're saying I'm harassing them.
Hey man, they got a child back here, bro. We don't come to report mine.
Okay, they're saying that it's illegal for me to record minors.
You better stop recording my mic.
I don't know what they would do if those minors go to a park or to an amusement place.
You gotta wait till they come. He's on the 28. You know, the platform will open the door. Sorry about that. Hold on right quick.
He's trying everything. Now he's saying that about minors. I didn't even know there was a minor.
That's what you gotta pay attention.
But it,
He told you to stop.
Damn, he's still recording the minor.
So move your fucking camera.
So does Disneyland. Disneyland records minors.
This is not Disneyland.
Right, but it's public.
You gotta get off here. Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
I apologize.
How are you, young man? Good.
Who your ass, my brother? She's recording it. You don't want her to record. You want to tell her not to record.
He's soliciting people not to for me not to record in public. He's soliciting something unlawful. Sir, I'm not recording you, but do you mind if I did? It's my right, and everybody knows that. All young people know a lot more than we do about new technology, how you can use it in public. You see? Yeah, no, thank you. Because, I'm not doing it on purpose, but if it happens while I'm filming and somebody gets upset, well, don't come out. And this man is trying to intimidate me by saying that I don't have that right.
No, you have the right to record. Just not.
Anyway, he's just blabbering again. All right, people. So,
Thank you for sharing your message over your room. Message goes back to your friend so that you mention
I guess he was just trying to intimidate. He knows he cannot enforce that law because it would be unlawful. And he now stopped, seems like he stopped. He's not telling me to sit down. I'm standing, holding on to this thing. I had one of them one time tell me I have to sit down. No, I don't. I can choose to stand or sit down. But this time he's not saying anything, so I'm glad.
Station.
All right, people. I'm here.
Nice seeing you again.
I'm here at another stop than I wanted to be. I just didn't want them to force me to get off. But I passed my stop long ago. This is okay. I'm gonna close this now because I have to answer that call that I received. So, thank you, dear subs, dear souls. Have a good night.